As many of you guys know, I love to cook, and I do a lot of it here on the Grass-Fed Homestead. But in a lot of my cooking, I don't use typically any kind of meat cooking gadgets or equipment. But for the sake of getting better results with the meats I'm cooking, I wanted to try a digital thermometer. I get asked with some frequency from different companies to do product reviews for them on various homestead related or cooking related products, and I always turn them down. But one company reached out to me recently, Comfire. They make a digital meat thermometer, and they asked me if I would take a gander at their product and make a video about it. And because this is something I've been wanting to try for a while, I said yes. So I'm going to make a roast here with this cut of 100% certified organic, grass-fed and finished rump roast, and I'm going to use this new thermometer I got to get the exact doneness that I want out of the meat. Most recipes have a recommended time for how long you should roast a cut of meat, but the problem with this is the temperature in each oven is always a little bit different. If I set my oven to 350, it might actually be at 360, and if you set yours to 350, it might be at 340. And these variations are going to cause the results of the meat to be different, even though they may cook for the same amount of time. In order for me to really get the beef to come out the way I want it to, which in this case is going to be a medium rare, then I need to cook by temperature, not by time. And this is where the digital thermometer comes into play. So this is the Comfire GrillSmart Luxury Smart Thermometer, and this is not just any digital thermometer. This has some pretty neat features to it. Comes with the actual display unit here. The magnetic mount has adhesive on the bottom of it, so it can stick to different surfaces, and then this can just pop on there and hold on there. These are the probes. It actually has two probes, so it can monitor the temperature of two different cuts of meat at the same time. However, today I'm only going to be using one, so I'll take that one off. It has basic function buttons on the top. You have your power button here and toggle left and right there. It also has an orange backlight option by pushing the right button there. And from here we can set the temperature. Probe 1, we can decide what temperature we want. In this case, if we're shooting for a medium rare, we're going to shoot for anywhere between 130 to 135. And if we wait till it gets to 135 and then pull it out of the oven, it'll of course continue to cook internally and probably wind up being more medium. So we'll just set it for 130, and this will alert us when it hits 130, and then we can pull the meat out there and let it rest as it rises to 135, and then we'll get the perfect medium rare. So this is one way to do it. Another way to do it is actually to use a smartphone. So the GrillSmart also runs off of an application on a smartphone. In this case, I'm using an iPhone, and I've linked the iPhone to this unit via Bluetooth. So you can see probe 1 is set to 69 degrees. Of course, there it says 129 versus 130. Not sure why. But the really cool thing about this is that instead of having to manually set a temperature that we're shooting for, we can just go in here and choose what we want to cook and how done we want it. So in this case, we're going to beef roasts. On this screen, we can choose our target temperature range. They have medium rare set at 130 to 140 on this screen, so we'll just go ahead and click that. And here it says beef roast medium rare. Now these are saying the same thing here. And this is particularly helpful if you're going to be slow cooking something on a grill outside or in a smoker, because you can leave this unit outside with this stuck in the meat and then go in the house and monitor it without having to go back outside. And this will also set off an alarm when it reaches its target temperature. And this also has a timer built in, so we could cook by time if we wanted to. We could set the timer right in there to however long we want it to go. Before we go any further though with the testing of the thermometer, we're going to get this ready to go in the oven at high heat. We got the oven set to 450 degrees, so I'm just going to get some seasoning on this real quick, and we're going to blast it at high heat so we can get the Maillard effect going on this, or the browning of the meat, and then we're going to cook it low and slow and using those meat probes. So I have the roast pulled out of the oven now. We have a little bit of that Maillard effect going on in the exterior of the beef. Now we're going to cook it low and slow, and we're going to stick the probes in so we can monitor that internal temperature. This roast has reached an internal temperature of 130 degrees and just under an hour at 300 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm going to let it rest now for just a little bit. That internal temperature should continue to rise just a little bit over the next few minutes, and we'll get this thing sliced on the cutting board. And now for the real test. There you are, little buddy.
That's yummy, yummy, yummy. Oops. What's that red stuff? Blood?
Juice.
Mmm. 2 thumbs up.
What was that with your foot?
Just a big thumb up there, I canceled it.
Oh, it didn't get a toe up?
Yeah.
Well, 2 thumbs is good enough.
Yeah.
We are both pretty happy with the way that roast turned out. We got a really nice medium rare through the middle of that roast. Closer to the outside of the roast, it was medium, but as we continued to cut through, we got a really beautiful medium rare on there. It was an awesome dinner. So the Campfire GrillSmart thermometer was right on. It did an excellent job, and of course it can be used in many other applications, not just in an oven. You can use it with fish on a grill or steaks in a skillet. I really like it. I'm glad I have it. I know this is going to play a big role in my roast cooking this winter, and you guys can get one too. They're on Amazon for $59.99 right now. I'll leave a link in the video description below, and if you use my link, it is an affiliate link, so I will get a little bit of a commission for that. Thank you in advance for that. And if you get one of these thermometers, or if you already have one, I'd love to hear from you guys. Leave a comment down below in the comment section. Let me know what you think of the unit, and let me know how it has improved your game in the kitchen.